What's up, Benjamin?
Not too much, besides you ever-changing backgrounds. It's a green day for you.
Yeah, I went with green today just to stay with the earthy colors of the summer. I like it.
Yes.
I like summers hitting Berlin.
And you are aware that from time to time, I surprise you with new features from our streaming platform.
Yeah, what have you got for me today?
Wait a sec. Let's go for that one.
We've talked about this. You know, I wanted some music. It gives us some. Okay, so let's do this a musical episode. I like it. I like it.
I don't know. I mean, we can control the volume.
Yeah. Maybe drop it a little bit and let's go.
Let me see.
Some hip hop vibes. I like it.
Like this? Shall we leave it on?
Yeah, leave it on for sure.
I mean, man, now we have a dynamic background plus the hip hop music.
Yeah,
Like,
I love this production
can go
value.
wrong?
Yeah, really amping up.
Tell me, what are we going to talk about today?
We are going to talk about 5 cool stories, as we always do every week. If you're tuning in for the first time, where have you been? Guys, come on. And you're going to start with actually the NBA, no?
That is correct. Now you're fast. Wow, I'm not even prepared.
Yeah, let's go, man. Let's go. I'm feeling the music. I'm vibing with this.
All right, here we go. We are talking about the NBA Launchpad. Not to confuse with the Amazon Launchpad, which has, let's say, a similar background because both of them are dealing with startups. The NBA, known as an initiative that is a forward-thinking one, and they like to get into business with startups. And this is why they launched this official new initiative called NBA Launchpad. What is it? It is a startup, let's say, bootcamp acceleration program, something like this. So startups are supposed to apply until August 31st. There will be a selection day, and then they will get the chance to run an NBA pilot. And as you can see here, there are a bunch of focus areas that the NBA is looking into. It's health and wellness and youth basketball, youth player performance, so 2 youth-related topics. And then in innovating ankle injury prevention and recovery, there is a startup that comes to mind, NBA. Better Guards, check it out, betterguards.de, I believe, but they also have an English version. And advancing referee training and development. Interesting topics. What do you think?
Yeah, actually, I really like first of all, kudos. The NBA has always been one of the most innovative, if not probably the most innovative league. So no surprises. NFL, we know we've covered this on this episode, on this show. The NFL did something recently, so no surprises from the NBA. The surprise is in the topics, as you rightly said, especially the referee one.
Yeah.
I was super curious about that. The youth ones I get. Injury prevention again, but also injury prevention specific to ankle. That is interesting. I mean, there have been some high-profile turns. I think LeBron turned an ankle recently. AD, I think it's been his knee, actually, you know? But yeah, they understand the importance of that.
Yeah.
And the referee one, I like it. Interesting. I want to see startups come out of here.
The ankle one is not surprising, actually, if you look at the numbers, because ankle injuries cause a lot of damage a year. Why are you laughing?
Where did you get this information from? That's what I want to know.
Wait a sec. I have the Better Guards.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm talking about. This is a very timely plug. You're not surprised about ankles, because Ben has the data. There are 200 million ankle. He was giving me this spiel yesterday. There are 200 million ankle injuries every year, something like that. Yeah. I think that's really good. But no, super from the NBA. I'm looking forward, especially on the referee side, because there are very few startups that I've seen addressing the referee angle. I think I remember seeing a couple of them from Australia and New Zealand. I haven't seen too many others in the world, so very interesting to see what will come out of that one.
Yeah, but now it's playoff time, and I'm just waiting for the next referee debate. There's always a referee debate, right? So let's see what they come up with. All right, that's topic number 5. What do we have at number 4?
We have a nice story, actually. I quite like this one. We know of a lot of teams using AI in scouting. It's not particularly new idea. AI used in a number of different places. But what Burnley, who just about finished above relegation, were fairly comfortably on 39 points, got some good points for my fantasy team. So I'll appreciate that from Burnley. Thank you very much, Sean Dyche. But what they did was really cool. They had an open trial using this application called AI Scout. They screened 12,000 footballers from 125 countries and identified 28 youth prospects. So I mean, they really cast the net quite wide. They've got two trialists that are coming in from London, one from Wales, that will start soon. Two more will come in at the end of this year, I believe. Those guys are studying in the US, and then they've got 24 more players that they've shortlisted who will have a game, and then from those 24, they will again pick maybe some more that will get into a trial mode. It's very interesting mechanics. And also with AI Scout, Burnley is going to be also leading the way by doing the first ever, doing a similar platform for women football, for the Scout young female footballers. So very cool little approach. It's like I don't know if you've seen that movie from Disney, $1 Million Arm, where there was a bunch of baseball guys. It's a true story. Baseball guys who went to India looking for bowlers. Disney made a movie out of it with throwing like a global talent hunt kind of thing. And using AI, it makes a lot of sense to do it. My favorite part of the story, though, before you jump in, is that the AI is the first level of screening. Those 28 footballers now will be viewed by scouts. The real life scouts, they're all invited to come to Burnley to get their trial. So it's not like technology is replacing the scout in any way. It's just getting the talent pool as wide as possible and then narrowing the right players who fit the Burnley style, and then the scout comes in.
That is the point, right? I mean, there's so many players out there, and those you cannot just all screen, right? And it immediately reminds me of Tonser. Tonser doing great work since years, right? And in identifying players that are overlooked by, like, let's say, all the standard academies. So I'm not surprised that, or wouldn't be surprised if really good players would come out of there.
Yep, it's a nice one. I'm curious to see how many more, because really, again, one of those low budget teams, they don't have much money to spend. We've seen Brentford actually do this well. It's a great story, again, for anybody interested. Check out Brentford. They really lost the playoff final. But again, very small team, really maximizing their use, using tech to get the best out of it.
Cool. On to the next one, I'd say.
Yeah.
We are...
Begin this music, by the way.
I'll also check. You should rather turn off your screen there, mister, instead of you're moving around. I did that for you, no problem. We're talking about the NFL, and they made, I wouldn't say a bold move, because it was also expected, but I think one that is just logic. And they are mandating all 32 NFL teams that they switch to digital tickets entirely. So there will not be any physical tickets like the two that you see on this picture anymore. And the reasoning is also an obvious one. I mean, with all the pandemic comes, of course, more cautiousness regarding any physical item or anything that could transfer any bad stuff. So that is one angle. But on the other angle, of course, they are also aware of the fact that digital tickets come with a lot of advantages. You exactly know who owns the ticket, you know if it's transferred at some point, because the switch to NFTs will ultimately happen at some point as well. So participation in the secondary market might become easier. Yeah, and I mean below that, just tons of data that they can track there. So like I said, not a surprising move, a good one, actually almost a bit too late. I would have expected the sports industry to do the switch much earlier. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's been really strange for me to understand why it's taken so long for even the American teams to just jump on it. Like, what is the big deal here? And having spoken to some European clubs, like people we know in the innovation circles, it's like, yeah, but what about that old fan, or their fans are too used to doing this and like getting that. Like, dude, they will change. Your fans are going to come to your football any which way. Now you can just do so much more, a much richer experience. No brainer at time.
And then the other thing that's probably going to come is, I mean, we presented the company here before. It's clear, like the identification at the entry gates via your eyes or something, or fingerprints or whatnot. So you probably don't even have to carry your ticket with you digitally anymore. So you are just identified by some eye scan or something.
I mean, that's on one side. Then all the other added benefits of you touched on it, the secondary market stuff. It makes it easy for me to push my ticket. I'm not afraid of scalping, so you can actually potentially protect the end fan as well. Like so many ancillary benefits.
You know what else is the other effect out of this?
I'm dying to hear, Benjamin.
I think that physical tickets might go up in price, like the old ones.
Right, because that's exactly what happened to I'm trying to figure out what is a good example. So as LCD screens came in more and more and all cool TVs, the old TVs were just such priceless heirlooms. People are just dying to hold on to these amazing.
That's wrong on so many levels. So many levels. Let me not get into that. Not financial advice, but have my words in mind. They will go up in price.
Yeah, some will, very few. There's for collectors. Yes, of course, there's the collectors economy. But okay,
move on. Topic number 2.
Yeah, we'll get onto that. Okay, this one is an interesting story, and I wanted to talk about this for a couple of reasons. I mean, first of all, The Athletic. Everybody should know by now, I'm a big fan. Love that platform. I mean, the content is incredible. Super well-funded company. They've raised a lot of money, but their subscriber numbers have not been doing so well, which is a shame because the quality of journalism on that platform is amazing. Now, with that in mind, apparently the New York Times are ready to swoop right in, and for a couple of interesting reasons the article talks about. First of all, I was surprised to know that the New York Times has only about 7 million subscribers. They're trying to hit about somewhere around 20 million, is it? By the year. And hoping that The Athletic can help them on that. Athletic is currently at 1 million. Yeah, 10 million subscribers for 25. They're at 7 million right now. They add 1.2 from The Athletic. So that's one interesting. That's basically for user acquisition. But the main thing I found interesting is that the New York Times relying so heavily on sports. I mean, it's just another sign of trying to find new ways to reach a new audience, and sports becoming more and more interesting. Now, the other thing, Ben, I want to talk to you about on this one is I'm sure you saw the Naomi Osaka story about her walking out of the French Open. And basically, the question was, there was a couple of really good articles, but the question was, is this bad on, what does it say about her, or rather, what does it say about journalism? So do you think, like, the whole idea that a star doesn't even want to talk to the media anymore, so do you think this helps New York Times stay relevant, or are they already gone?
I mean, what she said was interesting. She said she also doesn't want to be an additional burden or something like this. This is how she framed it. So she doesn't want to want the media talk about things that are not related to tennis, which is an interesting statement.
Mental health and all that,
Yeah, and of course it's a big step for her. Good that she did so. And I mean, it's a warning shot towards journalism to focus on quality journalism. And coming back to your other question, is that is what The Athletic stands for, right?
Yep.
I mean they're not clickbaiting or anything. They are quality journalists, good sources, not just looking for, I don't know, some attention here and there. So actually, I think it fits well to also what the New York Times stand for. And the other thing is, I mean, Amazon announced the acquisition of what was it?
MGM.
MGM, and they said sports is the next thing for them. So everybody, like the heavyweights, are moving into sports. So from both of those perspectives, I think it makes sense.
Yeah, it's a really good point. I mean, that was one driving thing, that traditional media looking at sports as a way to target, let's say, millennials or whatever new age consumers. That's one part, but also the structure of journalism and journalistic media and what that's looking like, because that was a really big piece of news, that Osaka one. All right, I think you have a bigger one, yeah?
We have a very interesting one, as I believe. Let me share that with you. Here we go. It's all about NFTs. And actually, we have
what a shocker, Ben! What a shocker that you would find the top story this week to be NFTs. Okay, let's go.
And topic number one, which means we can talk about it for long, actually. At least I hope so. Yeah. So news was that the MLB agreed an NFT partnership, as you can read here, with Candy Digital. And a couple questions pop up here. First one is, doesn't MLB already have a partnership with Topps with their digital player cards? Yes, that is correct. But in this official statement, or it's on the MLB page, they said that they, where is it? Let me find. It was here somewhere, I promise. Let me find it.
Yeah, you're talking about where they said that it's not an exclusive partnership, where they're going to do different things on Candy and Topps is going to be the cards. Yeah.
Here we have the one I was looking for. So they say it's going to be a wider range of baseball digital collectibles. And one, they're giving a couple examples here, but one stood out for me, and it was NFTs of highlight plays. And whoever is in the NFT and sports space will immediately hear top shot, top shot, top shot, right? So it seems like it's not confirmed yet that Topps might stay, let's say, the so rare of MLB with the digital player cards, and maybe Candy Digital is the company that does all the other stuff, including the highlight plays. The numbers of NBA Top Shot have not been so great lately. Numbers are going down. So I'm really curious to see how they are gonna pull this off. The other question is, who on earth is Candy Digital? And then that is actually also a very interesting play.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. Like, 'cause I haven't heard of their name for anything. Oh, it's Gary Vee.
Yes,
it's Fanatics. All right. Oh, right. I saw this story. Correct.
It's super interesting. So Candy Digital just launched basically, and it's it's a joint venture between Fanatics, which means they bring, I don't know, I think the article says 80 million customers or something to the table. 80 million fans. Then the second partner is Galaxy Digital of Novogratz, who is a crypto god, or whatever we want to call him, cryptocurrency investor. And number three is good old Gary Vaynerchuk. So very, very interesting and powerful combination.
Yeah.
I mean, Gary recently launched his first collection, was somewhat successful, I would say, like from sales numbers was good. Cryptocurrency investor plus Fanatics, all throwing in their expertise. Nothing against Topps, right? But this is a really powerful bunch of guys here, or bunch of companies. By the way, I think Fanatics is majority shareholder of Candy Digital. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, once you understand who's behind the initiative, because that's always the case. We've talked about it a lot. Like, it's understanding who's in the background, and especially with blockchain-based or crypto-based initiatives, you don't always know. So it's cool that they come out and say, hey, there's some big heavyweights behind it. Candy going with MLB. Has the NFL made a big announcement like this yet?
No, I'm also surprised. I mean,
yeah, not yet, right? So the NBA has been the first. MLB is following. NFL must be working on something. They're always a bit slower.
I mean, but I will take any bet. I mean, when does the NFL season start? In September or so? I mean, there's still a couple of months. I would be surprised if they wouldn't bring something to the table, unless they say, "Hey, Top Shot development is not so great at the moment. Let's wait this out a little bit." But I mean, I'm pretty sure I read that there was something in the works. It just hasn't been formally announced yet. I'm 100% they're trialing stuff. Okay. So we're getting the big leagues and getting some big guns in there as well. Yeah.
Nice.
Speaking about big names, let's go with this one first. There were more NFT news this week. A couple interesting ones. So we have seen today, it was just announced a few hours before we started our show, is that there is the first official licensed Olympic NFT pin. Yeah. So the IOC, the Olympic Games, are launching.
What is an NFT pin though?
I can show you. Okay, let me turn it off. I'm not interrupting with our hip hop background. Nothing's happening. Wait, can you see this?
No, not yet.
Wait a second. Here we go. So
NFT Olympic pin collection.
soon you will see the pin.
So it's from different games. Okay.
Yeah, I think they also exist physically. Maybe you will even get a physical one. I didn't really check, but yeah, there are pins connected to the game, to specific games. Yeah,
Interesting. So it's at the games as a whole. So yeah, which year, which place, rather than okay. But the Olympics is trying something. I have to say, I don't know who took over as either head of digital or something for the IOC in general, but you've seen a lot of movement from the IOC in the last, I'd say maybe year, 2 years. I mean, the virtual series, of course, they launched. They've had a lot of other initiatives. They've been pretty quick with this, I would say. I can't imagine they had something planned in January.
The interesting thing is they're doing it with this company here, NWay Play, and NWay Play again is a subsidiary of Animoca Brands. Okay. And I'll tell you something, Animoca Brands is I wouldn't say a beast, but it's a massive construct because Animoca Brands has something with the F1, has something in MotoGP, now something with the IOC. They have Limpo to work with athletes. So they are building this large construct or even holding, very interesting. And I think they collected 88 million of funding recently.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Nice. Okay.
Just right, one last one, and then
we have more. We have more. Okay.
I have more. Do you want to see more on?
I was kind of getting ready to. Okay, I'll make a couple of minutes. Let's go. Oh yeah, the Nikasha. This is a good one. How did you? We can't forget this.
Yeah, I forgot one with esports, by the way, with with the NBA giving the rights for Brazil to a streamer, to a Twitch streamer. Right. Completely forgot about that one. Sorry, guys. Google NBA Brazil streamer Twitch, you'll get it. Yeah, interesting move here. Can become a shareholder, 1% shareholder in Mexican football club or soccer club, Nikasha, is how you say it, right?
Yep.
And I think the minimum bid is $1.3 million US, and you don't receive voting rights. So yeah, question is that a good valuation for a Mexican soccer club or not? Mechanics itself is interesting, I think.
Yeah, I saw some. I remember reading it, and it said that if you want to bid, then you can also send in like some sort of KYC so that they know who you are, and you get access to their documents and financial shit. So they're treating it like you're an investor, and this is almost like a weird PR play attachment to it. I don't know. I was like, okay, let's see how this goes.
Yeah, but I mean. Especially when clubs are struggling, not saying that Nikasha is struggling or anything, but they will come up with creative ways to make some money. I mean, this might be one of them.
All right, Ben, do you have anything else, or can I please go and get some food now? I'm hungry, dude.
I would like to tell you that if you are enthusiastic about NFTs in sports, same as I am, then here somewhere, Ron, can you please point to this URL? I feel like flexing in the gym.
If this is what you need to do is flexing, then we have other things to talk about. No, but okay, and Nifty Sports is on there. Go check it out.
Yes, niftysports.co, all news about NFTs in sports. That is it.
Okay, hello SportsTech. Don't forget to check that out. This is where you are. Check out all our other videos. Go to TikTok. Go to Instagram. Do all these things. Now, bye.
See you next week. Cheers.